This is the moment of truth. The passenger door is on and fitted. The glass is going in. You go, Chuck. Oh, I probably need to cut that hole a little bigger at the front.
Yeah.
Let's mark it. Excuse me, I just want to sneak by here. Grab the pen. Did you cut yourself? That's the second band-aid of the project, folks. Okay, so we want to give it a little bit of extra room, don't we?
Yeah, it's going that way. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll open that up to there. Okay, well, I'll cut that out. And then we'll, if I cut the hole too big, I can always fill it back in. So we're going to find out if this sucker goes all the way down. Glass sitting in the hole. He put the factory 5 style molding on as opposed to the aftermarket one he bought. Now let's find out if this thing goes all the way down. Moment of truth.
Okay, so
Okay, so the back's all the way down. It's at the front, it's not going down.
yeah, it's hitting on the outside of the door.
Messing around with window regulator, eh? Okay, just so you know, we did not record the work on this because it's kind of an R-rated sort of a thing because of, you know, explicit language. But we actually got the window to go all the way down. I'm just going to wrap this negative around the... Stay. 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 Okay. So we have window. Now, it struggles at the end, but ha 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 ha. Okay, I got like 2 millimeters there, but you know what? At this point in time, this is a win, and if somebody wants to bitch about it, I'm talking to you, Ron. I'm going to put 3 layers of fiberglass up here, and then it will go all the way down. I'll build the damn door up higher. So what we did, aside from a lot of swearing, was we moved the cable from this outlet to this outlet so that it wouldn't get caught on the bottom of the door. Then I took my trusty precision tool and I did what's called the Star Wars method. Use force, Luke. Use force. And I bent the guide out so I didn't have to do any welding or anything. All I did was yard on it with a pipe wrench and made Chuck really, really nervous. Those pockets I built on the door worked perfectly. Where the thing was running slowly, and you can just see the scratches through the glass there, the carrier is actually rubbing up against the fiberglass. So we're going to do one of a couple of things here, depending on which way Chuck wants to go. I'm either going to cut this out again and build it out a little bit, maybe another 1/8 of an inch or so. I'm concerned about clearance for closing the door, but I think it should be okay. Or, if that doesn't work, we'll go back to the Star Wars method, gorilla bodywork, and we'll actually grind the back side of the carrier down. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing more fiberglass work down here, personally. And the door is closing. Same problem we had on the other side there. That's not a big deal. I'm just going to grind that out like I did on the other side. You saw that in a previous video. Well, you may not have seen it yet because I haven't posted it, but trust me, it's in there. By the time you see this, you'll see that. And we have a closing door. I could probably move the door forward too, and that would eliminate the problem. Now, I've thrown an idea at Chuck. I don't know if he wants to do it or not yet. We just did it, but what we did with the A-pillar up there, don't tell everybody. Okay, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to do anything. Okay, we'll edit that out. And now, today when I came here, what I was supposed to do, and what Chuck actually wanted me to do, was throw the glass onto the hood scoop, which looks like garbage right now because it's, we're not going to look at that. And what I did was my usual ADH squirrel thing, where I kind of went the wrong way and I got the window to go down instead. Sorry, Chuck. I did you bad. Oh, you're glad the window goes down.
Very much so.
But it doesn't go down happy yet. But we'll fix that. So now I can ignore the window.
We're doing 120, nobody will notice.
You're going to slow down to 120?
It's 1 mile under the speed limit.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Of course, the other thing is that one of the quotes I read when I was doing the calendars, I like racing because golf, football, and baseball only require 1 ball. Anyway, we'll get back to you when Chuck is getting me a carbonated barley pop beer, in otherwise known parlance. I have to keep coming back to the window's down. The window's down. Yay. But what we did was we ground this down to a good contour, and then I just threw another skim on it. Silent night, holy night. Nah. Anyway, I just threw another skim on it just to kind of give it a form and some strength. Then I'm going to give another coat of this, and then we'll put the actual fiberglass on. Next week, I promised Chuck I can't ignore this hood anymore. It's just that window. Oh!
The driver's side is supposed to be easier.
Apparently the driver's side is easier. We haven't tried putting the glass in that yet. So when we do, I'm sure you'll hear me swearing. But yeah, yay. I'm happy. Oh, and what we're going to do to alleviate that scraping in here that we were having. Originally I was thinking we would cut this out, but then Chuck made a suggestion that I really, really like. So what we're going to end up doing is actually cutting right in this thing all the way around. And we still have the cutouts from his hood. We're going to just find out just how much wider it needs to be, because you can actually feel on the outside of the door where the window carrier is hitting it. And we're just going to put a strip in here all the way around, because I can't do a two-side fiberglass repair, so we're going to bond that in. I'm going to glass over it, and we're actually going to make the whole door wider, which will have the effect of bringing this out flush and level too, because it's already level here, and it's good there, but this is out. So if I make this door pop out, I solve 2 problems in 1, and that makes me a happy, happy boy. Well, I have suds waiting, so I'm going to sign off now, and we'll talk to you in a week. Hit the door, because in the last time I was here, you recall, as the window would go down, this carrier would push against the door. You can see the marks there, and it would actually push out here, and it was visible. So I'm going to run a cut basically all the way along this inner edge and around the bottom. Now, I could do it over a short period, but the longer the period, the less stress there will be on the fiberglass. So I'm going to run it long, and I'm going to remember to drill a round hole at the ends of it, because if you run a sharp, if it runs to a V, then what will happen is that will create a stress point and it'll run a crack. So I'm going to drill the ends of where I'm cutting. I'm going to cut. So it's a nice round end. I'm going to spread it out the amount it needs to be spread. Then I'm going to glass the back side. I'll probably have to pull the door out for that. I'm going to glass the back side in. Then I'm going to grind everything on the outside and give it the 2-sided repair that I love so much, because I just don't trust single-sided fiberglass repairs. That should eliminate that problem. Then the window will go up and down all the way easily, because it is going all the way up and down. I can't remember if I went over this. I'll go over it now, and if I did go over it before, then I'll edit this out. But what we did was on the back side, there's basically 4 screws. You pull the cap off, hold the spring in, and all we did was we moved this outlet cable from this outlet to this outlet, and that gave us the room to move this. Now, we didn't do any welding or anything fancy. What I did was I took a pipe wrench and I just did the Star Wars method. For those of you not familiar with the Star Wars method, use force, Luke. Use force. And one other thing we have to do, I want to grind this bolt back a little bit because the glass is coming so close to it, and metal and tempered glass don't mix. And I'm worried about, it's not touching, but when you're driving and the car vibrates, I'm going to grind this a little shorter here. Now the other thing is, once this outer is pushed out, we will likely have to move the door in a little bit, but I don't think that's really going to affect that too much. I'm still going to grind that bolt down. So that is the plan for today. As you can see, Chuck has taken the time during my absence to place these in and parallel them up. So they should go nice and easy and everything should be in the proper place. Before, the window was just wasn't quite right. So now we've experimented with the door. We found where everything goes. I'm going to fill these holes, which is not a big deal. There's no structure there, so it's a real easy fill. In fact, I might even just be able to grind it back a little bit and do it with short strand. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. And if I do end up taking the door off, then I will fix this bit under. I don't know if you can see it, but I had to cut a hole. This arm has too much length, and in order to properly go up and down and clear the motor and all that other fun stuff, I had to move it inboard further than this would allow, so I had to cut a little bit of the bottom of the door. That's basically my philosophy. If it's in the way, you cut it out. You know, other people want to fix things. I just kind of want to destroy them. And yeah. And oh, one other thing, Tino. I know you said that I should never, never, never be visible without my mask. So just for you. There. Mask. Happy? Anyways, we'll get to work now. Okay, so I've drilled 2 holes, one up here. I used a Dremel tool, so it's a small hole, but the important thing is it's round at the end. You can see it there. And then there's another one way, not that drain hole. It's up in there anyway. You'll see it later. And what I'm going to use is a Dremel tool because fiberglass doesn't require a lot of power and it has a really nice thin kerf. So I'm just going to run the Dremel right along in that gap there the whole way. And that's how I'm going to widen this door out. So you'll see it in a bit. Okay, here we go. This has now been cut. All the way around there. You can see cut a little bit of his dynamite away, it looks like. But you can see how far up I went. And the reason for that was so that this window, when it goes down, will go down and allow it to spread, and then we'll kind of see if that's what the actual problem was. Let's find out. You know, that's a problem up there where that bolt hits. We're going to fix that, but in the meantime, off of there. Let's take a look at this. Let's hook you in there. And Look at that. Window goes down all the way. And it's happy doing it. Yay! Now all I got to do is find... This looks like... Now we know how far out it needs to go. Wow. Wow. That's a long ways. It's over 1/4 of an inch. Okay, well, we got something to fill now. Okay, productivity be damned. We're going to play with the window because it works. It works. It works. Chuck, play with the window. It's your window. Play with it. Play with it. Make it go down. Make it go down. And it goes down. And it goes all the way down. Yay! It's just that little, like, not even a millimeter, and that's adjustment. No problem. And it goes all the way up, and it closes and seals. We have a window, folks. I am a happy boy. Happy, happy boy, boy. Saw me jumping up and down. Well, you heard me jumping up and down while Chuck fiddled with the window. And everything we'd heard was that the driver's side window goes all the way down. Lies! Lies, I tell you! Lies! It does not. What happens is, the window on the driver's side, when it comes down, hits right there when this is in place. So I just unscrewed these 3 screws, pulled it out, and we did this on the other side too. We're going to move this to here. So we'll show you how we do that. And then I'm going to use the Star Wars method, and I'm going to bend this out so that the window doesn't hit this anymore. So we got a Torx, because, oh, no, that's not a Torx. That was an Allen key. We'll get a Torx, and we'll just pull these 5 bolts off and move this, and you can see it happen live. Well, not live, on tape delay, but you can see it happen. Master mechanic at work. As I recall, that metal plate came all the way off.
Yeah.
Without
But I'd like to get this back onto here.
That's simple. Easier than a college girl on spring break. Not aligning?
I don't have one under this one, I guess.
Oh, there you go. Got to make sure that both the little green thingies are grabbing collars. So Chuck finished that, and before I put it back together, because the whole purpose of doing this was for that clearance and shoot. Hold on. Of course, bigger pair of pliers. Thank you, Chuck. He's really nervous about me doing this, by the way. He doesn't like this one bit. He can't watch. He can't watch. Now I'm grabbing it above the screw hole because I don't want it to bend at the hole. I want it to bend above the hole. If it bends at the hole, we'll never get the thing in. So anyway, two-handed. That was just a channel lock slipping. Don't worry, Chuck. There. And that's, so this is what we did. We used force in here, Star Wars method. Bent it. We've got this almost closing all the way. I could bend it further, but Chuck and I agree it's Mickey Mouse. So on both sides we're going to do what I believe it was Mike PMS suggested. It was either him or it was Tino. I can't remember which one of the two on the forum. Where what they did is they actually built a bracket and put it on here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a piece of metal, we're going to put nutserts in it, but we know our location now. Everything will be good there. But yeah, it's Chuck doesn't like it, I don't like it. Most importantly, Chuck doesn't like it because it's his car. But it does work. It's just ugly, and he'll know it's there. So we're going to do this with that bracket, but this is more or less what we had to do was just angle the regulator motor, and it does.